Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your perspective on the world and wherever it is you are dialing it in from, looking at this video. My name is Anthony Navarro, and just wanted to share one of my favorite features, probably the number one feature why I joined the TradingView community and even signed up for a premium account. This is my bread and butter, using this methodology, using the short and long tool to be able to manage my risk. And in an earlier article that I had posted about R, trade like a pirate, we talk about risk. And we want to be consistent in our risk profile whenever we trade so we can manage our losses, keep them small, and hopefully maximize our profits, and always trading at least with a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So how do we do that? And the thing about the tool is it works across every different asset, whether it's a company, a currency, or a commodity. And I've had number of people ask me about this and how to use it. So here we are. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to go to here, the Australian dollar. So here we have a futures contract that we're looking at. And we see that the Australian dollar is currently in a downtrend. So I'm going to be looking for shorts in this particular example. So here on the smaller time frame, if you notice, I have a 15-minute time frame here and a 1-hour time frame here. So in a larger time frame, we're in a downtrend, and on a shorter time frame, we're looking for our opportunities to trade. So I'm going to use the long and short tool and choose short, and I'm going to map out a trade. So I'm going to take this candle here, this basing candle, which represents a drop, base, and drop through not just one, but two previous pivot lows. And we're going to simulate that as a potential trade. Now, depending on the broker that you use, you would actually go to your trading panel and you would choose your broker, no matter what broker you have. I'll just go ahead and connect to my paper trading account. And my paper trading account has a $100,000 balance. I reset it before this video. And we'll set our risk to reward ratio to the next potential demand zone. And in this case, we have a 7-to-1 risk to reward ratio that we're looking at this particular trade. So how do we set it up? We go ahead and right click on it and say create limit order. And because it is the short tool, it automatically knows that we're looking to sell. And here's the magic. If I'm looking to risk a consistent amount on every single trade, say if you consistently risk $100, or you consistently risk 1% or 1/4% of your account, no matter how large or how small, one of the most consistent ways of seeing profits and protecting your account is to manage your risk and do it consistently across all platforms or all different commodity types, different equities, and so on. So if we wanted to risk 1% of our account, we actually just type in 1. And 1% of 100,000 is $1,000. And in this case, with the Australian dollar, the way it's priced is we're allowed to get 50 contracts of the Australian dollar in that case. All right. And if I wanted to risk 1/4%, I type in 0.25, and it automatically tells me I can risk 12 contracts or $240 worth of risk. And notice 1/4% is $250 when you're looking at a $100,000 account. But if I tried to go 13 units, if I tried to get 13 units, it would cost $260. Right. So it's letting me know that I can't get $250 because it's going to be above my particular risk. If I typed in 250, if I know every trade I get into, I want to risk 250. When I tab out of there, it's going to change it to 240 because it knows I can't get another contract or an exact number of contracts for that. So that's how it works in futures. And if you go ahead and try to buy or sell, that kind of contract there, you'll create your risk and reward and all that. So here's our order with 12 contracts and so on. So what does this look like in the Forex world? Let's go ahead and let's go to the euro, and I'll go ahead and do the EURUSD, and we'll go into the Forex category here. And so what would we do in Forex? Same thing. All right. So I see Forex, or at least the euro in Forex, is in an uptrend. I see 2 higher highs, 3 higher highs, and 2 higher lows. So, all right, I'm looking for longs. And so where would I go long? And let's say I decided to go long, and let's just choose right here. We'll just see this rally, base, and explosive move up. So I would use the long tool in that case. And I do have this a little favorite short bar up here. I've been using that there, but the long tool, if you're looking for, is over here in the normal place: long position, short position, date range and price range, and so on. But I have a little shortcut bar up here because I use it so much. Like I said, it is my bread and butter. So I'll go ahead and take these two candles as my base. And if I wanted to have at least a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, I would look at the long and short tool, get it to the number 3 right here, just adjust this trailer until I get my exact number over there. And then I decide if I want to take the trade. And if I decide, yep, the next opposing supply level is up here, so I think I can take that trade. For Forex, you right click it again, say create limit order. And this is automatically telling us that we want to do a buy order because we're using the long tool. And the same thing happens in the quantity. So if we want to manage our risk, I can risk $250. And in the Forex world, the amazing thing is that it trades down to the 1/10,000th of a dollar. So you can get the exact amount of dollars. If I want to risk $732, it'll let me risk exactly $732. But if I go back to, say, 250, it tells me exactly how many units I can buy and what my percent risk is. If I want to risk 1% of my account, it automatically puts in $1,000 for my $100,000 worth of equity. If I want to risk 0.25, quarter of a percent, it tells me automatically 250 and 312,000 units. If I want to get 100,000 units, one lot, if I go ahead and do that, 100,000, it's telling me I'm going to risk $80 worth of risk. So very flexible. And that way, no matter how many different assets you trade or how many different products within that asset class that you're trading, you can keep your risk consistent. And for my personal purposes, I risk a quarter of a percent. So I'm always doing a quarter percent, no matter what it is I'm trading in the futures world or in the Forex world. And that way I'm seeing consistent results as long as I'm following my rule of risk to reward. And again, I discussed that in my article about, trading like a pirate, managing your R. It's all about the R. And in this case, you always want to have at least a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio when you trade. Finally, let's look at stocks. So let's go ahead and do Peloton, P-T-O-N. Love my Peloton. I'm not on it nearly as enough as I should, but we'll go to Peloton Interactive and we'll look at their chart and we'll see what it is we can do with Peloton. So Peloton we see is seeming to go a little bit sideways, so we can go long or we can go short. And that's also on the 15-minute. I wanted to change it to the 1 day and the 1 week to get a little better understanding of where the market is. What happened here? 1 day and 1 week. Oh, I typed it up here. PTON. Sorry about that. Shows that even experienced traders don't have to be great spellers to be able to do that. So 1 day and 1 week. All right, so let's go ahead and resize our charts just to make them look a little more cognizant. So Peloton obviously is in a nice uptrend. So I'm going to be looking for longs. Looking for longs in all the wrong places. All right. That's the average trader, looking for longs in all the wrong places. But we are professional traders, right? And we're looking for longs in all the right places, only in an uptrend. And do we look for longs? We're never going to go to short in an uptrend. The trend is your friend until when? Until the bend in the end. All right. So we're never going to go short in an uptrend. All right. So what we would do the same thing here for Peloton. Let's go long, and let's say I'll take this basing candle, this rally, base, and rally, and I'm going to look to get at least a 3-to-1. But because Peloton is doing so stupendous and we're at all-time highs, let's shoot for the moon. All right, let's go for a 10-to-1. All right, and let's get this this puppy 9.98. I want exactly 10. All right, so let's go ahead and price that out and change our profit level until we get exactly 10. There we go. So we got a 10-to-1 trade that we're mapping out here. So if I want to do that trade, how many shares of Peloton can I get based on my risk profile, whether it's a percentage or a dollar amount? So we right click it, say create limit order, and here we are. I can risk 1/4 of 1%, and it tells me I can get 47 shares, or I can say I'm willing to risk $250. And again, it tells me 47 shares. Or if I want to get 50 shares, it's going to cost me $261, and so on. So the power of the account, and then go ahead, hit buy, and it automatically puts it into your account as a working order. So here's our buy order. And then here's our two inactive orders, our sell orders. And once Peloton reaches our price zone to enter, then the order will show up as filled. This working order will show up as filled, and these inactive orders will then become working orders. And so regardless of whether you're using a paper trading account or one of the other accounts that are supported in TradingView, this tool is so powerful to just quickly map out your trades. You see how quickly we found 3 trading opportunities in a company, a commodity, and a currency. So again, it doesn't matter what brokerage or type of brokerage you're using or what type of asset you're trading. You can consistently, by using the create limit order feature on the long short tool, you can consistently manage your risk to whatever your risk profile is. So I can risk 0.25% in my Forex account, 0.25% in my futures account, and 0.25% in my IRA if I'm using stocks, and so on. So I hope that was helpful and shines a little bit of light and shows you a bit of the power of the long and short tool and how you can use it to map out trades, but most importantly, to manage your risk. And if you haven't seen my article on Trade Like a Pirate, I hope it is a blessing to you and gives you some ideas and helps you in your trading game. And if this was good for you, please leave me a like or a follow. And of course, you can always buy me a cup of coffee. Take care. Trade safe, trade well, trade hard, and we'll see you online.